And welcome back to Retirement Results. I'm Ford Stokes, your Chief Financial Advisor. I've got Rob Haynie here with us. He's the co-founder of Life Insurance Settlements, Inc. We kind of teased this in the last segment. I got to tell you, it's really important to have Rob on, especially with everything that's going on with the market volatility out there. A lot of families have got life insurance policies that they just usually throw in the trash, as Rob says, is what he's talked about it with me. They rip it up or they just stop paying on it, and they don't realize there's real value that they can sell and generate money for the heirs, or generate money for the family, or generate money for care of the loved one. And Rob, first of all, just welcome to Retirement Results.
Thanks, Ford. Great to be here.
Yeah, we're really glad you're here with us. So, Rob, talk about how life insurance settlements actually work.
Sure. So a life settlement is the sale of an existing life insurance policy to a third party. We'll call that individual or that entity an investor for more money than they can get if they were lapsed it, obviously, or to surrender the policy, but certainly less than the actual death benefit. So typically a life settler is someone that's a senior citizen. We'll call it 65, 7 years old or older. It doesn't necessarily have to have any health conditions as far as to qualify. They just have to have a life expectancy deemed by the investor to be inside of their price range, if you will. So 20, 25-year life expectancies are something that we sell all the time. You can also have chronic or terminal illnesses, and you can sell your life insurance policy too. But we recommend to folks, don't sell your life insurance policy if you get a terminal illness, because you're gonna get less than you're gonna get when you pass away. But sometimes, unfortunately for many, as you mentioned earlier, the financial situation doesn't afford them the ability to pay those premiums going forward. So selling it is something they have to do. So we kind of call it a free non-binding appraisal. There's no cost and there's no obligation to take an offer. So if we were to get you an offer that say that exceeded your expectations by double, you still can hold on to the policy, but at least you now know what it's worth. So you don't tend to throw it in the garbage, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Robin, partnering with you guys, all our listeners have to do is reach out to us by dialing 770-685-1777. Again, 770-685-1777, or you can visit retirementresults.com/plan. That's retirementresults.com/plan. Put your information in. We'll get started right away to try to help you with this life settlement. We just hope you just reach out to us. We're going to try to help you. Just if you can't remember a phone number, just remember retirementresults.com. You can always click that consultation button in the upper right corner. We're happy to help you. So, Rob, typically what happens when people are gathering the policy information, what do they need to get for us to get to you? Just kind of what's next steps for everybody?
So you're going to forward to them a state approved application, depending on where the ownership takes place. They're going to fill that out as best they can. Things you're going to sign releases and allow you and I to collect insurance information and to collect medical information. The most important thing I could tell you is when you're filling that out, we want to know about all of your current health conditions. So we want to have all the doctors listed. That will give us an indication of your current health status. So we don't need podiatrists. We don't need anything unless there's cancer involved. So some people with a dermatologist, et cetera. But for the most part, attending physician, then if you have other things, the colon cancer, et cetera, then we want those doctors, those specialists as well.
Got it. Makes sense. Now, the types of policies that people need to consider in dealing with life settlements here, it's not just whole life. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So you've got term,
Yep.
variable life, index universal life, anything that has a death benefit is actually fair game to get analyzed.
That's correct.
Yeah. So I again, listen, result drivers, if you're listening to our show this week, we're dealing with a lot of folks who've got elderly parents right now. And so many of them have like some old whole life, or they've got a term policy that was getting closer to lapsing. And we've been able to try to introduce them to life settlements, and they've been able to get a pretty great result. I would encourage you to go ahead and reach out to us at retirementresults.com. Click that schedule a consultation button in the upper right corner. We're happy to help you get started on this, and we'll send you that state approved form for you to fill out and try to get the disclosures and all that stuff and all the information that Rob detailed. Rob, any big things that people really need to be mindful of, especially we're seeing a lot of advertising going on with other companies out there, and how you guys are really doing a great job better protecting people and also maximizing the dollars they can get through life settlement.
So why you and I work together is I represent your clients. Okay, I represent you. So I'm going to go out to all the different entities that buy life insurance policies. And for lack of a better phrase, we put them in the uncomfortable position of being in a bidding war. They're not going to just be able to lowball us. They're going to have to compete against the other market participants out there. And this drives the price up until no one can eventually beat the highest offer that we have. And then at that point, I hand it over to you and your team, and you work with the client to determine if they want to move forward or not. So it's very simple to realize that there's no pressure. And you do not have to do this. We've had clients, honestly, Ford, that get the offer. It exceeds their expectations, and the policy all of a sudden becomes real. It's valuable to them. They want to hold on to it, and that's fine too. They may sell it later on. They may keep it, but this gives them an idea of an apples to apples comparison between, well, if I surrender it, I get 100,000. If I sell it, I get 780,000. Big difference there. Well, that's typically what happens is we back into the numbers through a data collection survey through the Life Insurance Settlement Association, which I'm on the board of. And we collect the number of policies bought, the aggregate face amount, the aggregate settlement amount, surrender amount, and then of course the settlement amount over the top of that. And every year it shows somewhere between 5.2 to 7.8 times more money to the client to basically put possession of that money. You mentioned something about care. What we're seeing right now in the last couple of years is people, rather than taking money and going into an assisted living, a memory care facility, et cetera, they're aging in place in their home. They're creating their home to live up to the needs of them today, and they can stay and they can bring in their own care on a weekly basis, a daily basis, whatever they need. Far less expensive than going into one of these facilities that is almost like checking into a Ritz-Carlton. So we're seeing a lot of those now. The asset that the family would have sold to go into the retirement home now stays in the family. And when mom or dad pass away, the children get the house as well to either invest into and sell, whatever they want to do. It's theirs.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we just felt like it was just too important to not talk to you and actually not do this interview to make sure that people really understand. Look, if you've got an old policy, whether it's a term policy, index universal life policy, variable life policy, no matter what type of life insurance policy you have, it's got a death benefit, it's got a premium amount and things like that. And potentially there's cash value, but at least there's death benefit value for the life settlement companies to try to get out there and get the bidding war going. It's great to have Rob for you here with Life Insurance Settlements Inc. to really help all that happen. The reason we want to do this is we want to try to maximize the wealth for our clients, whether it's for the individual clients or for their heirs. And, we help sell annuities, we sell life insurance, we sell long-term care insurance, we manage money. We do a lot of different things here, but it's really fantastic and rewarding to be able to get checks back for our clients. And that's why we really wanted to make sure we got you on the horn here, to give people an opportunity to make an educated decision, at least to kind of start the process to at least analyze where they are. And also what's fantastic is they can get a lot more money than they normally would get if they were just to lapse the policy or surrender the policy. That's a fantastic outcome for us and our clients. We just really appreciate you being on. Your thoughts, we've got a couple minutes left here, Rob. Just any final thoughts that people need to understand about this process when they reach out to us at retirementresults.com.
Again, I mean, very basic, because I want to keep this simple for the audiences listening. You are simply getting a large asset. In many cases, maybe the biggest asset you own next to your home, if not even bigger. You're getting it appraised. You're getting it appraised in a professional manner by your organization working with me to get them the current market value for the life insurance policy. So back to that apples and apples comparison, they know exactly what their policy is worth and what they could do. You mentioned in the earlier segment right here that you can sell them something else. So what happens is clients are going from paying money into a premium, that you mentioned a term. If you convert it, they show the conversion illustration. The premiums, must blow their head off when they see them. So they don't want that. So they go from having to spend money to keep a death benefit they may or may not even need and put that into an annuity that's paying them money that they're reinvesting in that annuity. So they're growing instead of spending money. So going from an expense to a surplus. And that's what this provides you the opportunity to do. And again, you can use the money for whatever you want. There's sometimes people organize a family reunion and underwrite the whole thing, and everybody flies down to a certain area and they see each other. Sometimes they're at the end of their life, but they still feel relatively good. So they want to do it while they can enjoy it. That's okay too. It's your money and you get to do it with it whatever you want.
Yeah. And again, for anybody that's interested in trying to understand, hey, how much is my life insurance policy really worth? I would encourage you to reach out to us to get that life insurance policy x-ray. All you got to do is reach out to us at 770-685-1777. Again, that number is 770-685-1777, or visit retirementresults.com. Rob Haynie, thank you so much for being our partner on Life Settlements. You're our exclusive partner with Life Settlements. We appreciate you. And thanks so much for being on Retirement Results this week.
My pleasure. And I'm going to steal that insurance x-ray thing from you. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
No problem. We're happy to share. We just appreciate the partnership with you, Rob. And thanks so much for helping our clients too. It really means a lot to us because we care a whole lot about our clients and their family members. And we look forward to trying to help maximize these dollars for these life insurance policies. Have a great week.
Thank you, sir.